Movies and Martinis celebrates women and diversity in the entertainment world
by ranking trending movies, shows, and books
with two completely different perspectives and ranked by delicious martinis.
Listen to find out how many martinis we felt it was worth.
And learn about the women who have written, performed, and/or directed in everything we have rated.
A new episode is available every Thursday on your favorite podcast platform and YouTube. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our podcast. I'm Priya.
I'm Mercy. Hi, everybody. And hey, Priya, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. How's the weather in New York?
It's gray.
I know. I've been the last couple of months. It's funny because I'm wearing like these Nike shirts, and I feel like all of my neighbors must think that I'm in the same shirt every single day because all of my tops are like the same. Like I like them. They're comfortable. They're warm. I buy several of them. And then all my pants, like my sweatpants, are either gray or black. Mm-hmm. So I look like a picture back and forth. I look the same all the time. So
you're a New Yorker. You're a New Yorker. It makes sense.
I'm in Tennessee. I only have 13 neighbors in this little neighborhood. So I'm sure, you see them and somebody's walking in orange and purple and the other one's walking in like all these pinky stuff. And I'm always in the same black and gray.
Let me tell you, I completely support you 100%.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Because I'm in my black era right now. I'm enjoying black.
I love it. It's so like, you don't even think, you just grab it.
It's easy.
It just works.
It's easy.
So what are we talking about today, Priya?
Well, today we are covering books. So we're covering what we've read, what we're going to read, some of our favorite authors, maybe some stuff coming up, and a little book update on what we're writing.
I love it. I love it. Yay. Okay. I love books. Can you tell? Okay. So let me throw out there. We'll start with a spoiler alert on a book that we just finished reading called The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride.
Yes.
So
this was a Mercy's book club pick for January 2024.
I was going to say that. Yep, exactly. And I chose, no. And I chose it because it was Barnes & Noble's book of the year for 2022.
22 or 23? Lessons in Chemistry was 22,
23,
I think.
Yes, yeah. Yes. And I chose it because the 2022 book choice of the year for Barnes & Noble, which was Lessons in Chemistry, was excellent.
It was great.
Enjoyed it. Everybody in book club enjoyed it. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go with their pick. Well, let me tell you, that kind of sort of backfired. So again, spoiler alert, if you haven't read the book, I finished it. But I'm going to be very honest here. I finished it because I suggested it and because I told everybody to read it. So I made myself finish it. It wasn't that I wanted to finish it. Sadly, I kind of pushed myself through it out of guilt because I chose it. But I heard several of the people say they just could not get into it and they just couldn't finish it. They tried, got halfway, and they just couldn't. You're one of those that just couldn't finish it.
And I did Audible, and
I did both. Yeah.
And I tried to hop around to see if it changed, like the story changed. Wait. Who edited this podcast episode? It's getting so good. So good that I need to give a shout out to our sponsor, Blue Box Media, an NYC-based video production firm. Blue Box Media makes our movies and martinis dreams come true every Thursday by editing every episode. Check them out at blueboxllc.com. And okay, let's get back to those martinis. Shifted like the energy and what was going on with the characters, and it didn't. So, I mean, in the book world, we call this a DNF, did not finish. Yeah. And I'm totally posting this on Instagram as a DNF because I couldn't. And I want my credit back, Audible. I want my credit back.
I don't think it works that way, but yeah. But I hear you, Pri. I finished it. I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't even worth the push. I can't tell you, like, oh my God, you have to finish it. It was all that. No, it wasn't. It just wasn't. It was slow. It had way too many characters. It was just going in too many directions.
Why was it picked in the first place?
I don't know.
As the
That
book
was
of
on
the
Barnes
year?
and Noble. I know that he's an excellent author. Total respect for James McBride, who wrote the book. He's written other great stuff. I'm not saying it was a bad book. It was just not a book I enjoyed. And it's also a book I wish I hadn't recommended. So that lesson to be learned there. I kind of took that for granted that, you know, that they were going to choose a good book.
And there were so many good books in 2023.
There really were. There were so many. Yeah. So that kind of takes me to our next book, which is one of last year's excellent books. And there it is. It's The Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. So this book, everybody's raving about it. Everybody's talking about it. And we really have to read it. I'm really excited. I have mine right here. That's an, excuse me, Bentley. And
hey, Bentley.
That's, she has a golf ball in it. That takes me to your pile. How many books do you have right now in your TBR, your to be read pile?
Oh, I didn't prepare for that. I have a long list. I don't have physical books. I just have the long list. Well,
I have 2 that are digital.
Wait, for February or in general?
Well, we're going to say in general.
Okay.
We're going to say in general. Okay. It was February until I had a conversation with you earlier today, and you kind of helped me reorganize my brain. Yeah. Because in my brain, as of this morning, I had 8 books, physical books that are sitting on my desk waiting for me to read them. And that's kind of impossible when I'm also trying to write a book. And then we also have the podcast with Movies and Martinis. So we have to watch what's out there, what's the latest show and movie, so we can share with you.
We consume a lot, guys.
How many martinis?
We consume a lot.
Yeah. So it was a lot. So thank you, Priya, for helping me get through that.
We're ambitious also.
Yeah, you could tell, right? So that was kind of crazy. So the book that we just finished, for those of us that finished it, was The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride, the one that we are now going to be reading, which will let you know how we feel about it later on, is going to be The Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. And I'm also reading, so this is super cool. I had mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, that I am honored to be reading a book that's for my eyes only as of now, because it's the actual manuscript. It hasn't come out yet. So it's exciting. So
you're like a beta / ARC reader for this author.
I guess. I think he's just sharing it with me because he wants my opinion on it.
Yeah.
But it's already, it's done. It's coming out. He really feels that it's going to be a movie, and I can see why. I can't stop the book. And it's not even my kind of book. It's horror, it's scary, it's gory, and I can't stop. It's addictive. So it's called the Unwelcomed.
Well, is this going to change your mind with thrillers and horrors? Are you going to read more after this?
I don't know. I'll let you know when I finish this. I don't know. So it's The Unwelcomed, The Curious Case of Clara Fowler by Ron Felber. And this is actually based on, so it's a true story. That's what makes it scarier. It's all a true story. And the whole research was started back in the late 1800s in Boston. That's how far back it goes. And the entire research between the churches and the scientists and the doctors was from the writer of The Exorcist, the gentleman that wrote the book, The Exorcist. He's the one that started this whole research. He happened to be a mentor and dear friend of Ron Felber. So when he passed away, Ron kind of kept going, and now it's becoming a book. It's huge. It's going to blow up. And we told you about it first here. I just want that to be known.
We got the goods.
Yeah, we've got the goods. Talk about top shelf, right? So I want to share that with you. Now we can actually wrap it up with books, because we have about 20 hours of book topics here to talk about.
Let me tell you
about your book.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what I read in January real quick.
Okay.
If you guys are interested, because I actually finished, did you hear about Kitty Carr, which was on our book club for December, and I loved it. And the author, Crystal Smith, she's adorable. She's super sweet, and she engages
Love
with all
her.
her readers on Instagram. So
Yes.
I posted a review on Instagram, and she shared it, which was really
Yeah,
nice. I was
she's
like,
awesome.
oh,
She's awesome. Love her.
because I've been tagging James McBride, and he hasn't responded once.
Me too. Me three. I did it many times.
So, that's something. So I did that. I also did, I tried Heaven and Earth, obviously. Shadows and Sacrifice. So what I'm doing this year, my goal this year is to read one indie author per month.
Nice.
And my first one was Shadows and Sacrifice by Christy Powell. And it's a World War II based book. It's a historical fiction. And it's a beautiful love story. A woman that is coming up, she joins the army, and she becomes like a spy for the U.S. Army, and for the British Armed Forces. And she has to go into Nazi Germany and deal with Germans, and it's just all these things unfold. And as a woman in the war, she has to deal with a lot of crap. If you can imagine, like possible assault, scary situations. And meanwhile, she's going through this journey with a friend of hers, a guy. His name is Cam, and Cam and her have they've known each other since they were young, and they're in the war together, both as spies, and she falls in love with him. So it's a nice little lovely story. And I could totally see this going to film. So maybe we need to
I was just going to ask you 2 questions. Do you see it becoming a movie?
Yes. And I said this to her, I was like, Christy, this is really good. Like,
and how many martinis would you give it?
Definitely a 4.
Okay,
I gave her 4 stars on the rating. Yeah.
Okay. What about Kitty Carr?
4 stars. Actually.
Okay. And would you consider that a movie?
Maybe.
Right? I think
maybe.
So. I could see that.
Well, it involves stars.
I could see.
Kitty Carr involves a star.
I can see it. It's very Hollywood.
Yes, and it talks about colorism and all this stuff that Kitty had to deal with.
Passing and all these different things. Yeah, I could see that.
But I love the fact that there are all these original stories out there, that there's still so much to uncover and read from authors, just
and
new
so
authors.
Much material, right? To make great shows and movies from. And
so
nothing is ever as good as a movie. Remember that. I'm sorry, nothing is good as a book. I take that back. Nothing is ever as good as a book.
Exactly. Another book that I read was Shatter Me. It was my sci-fi pick for January. It's by Tahereh Mafi. And I was so excited about it. There's so many good reviews. I was reading the book, and it just hit me. It reminded me of the Marvel story, X-Men. And a particular characters, and then it just turned me off. I was just like,
what the heckers?
Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of people who've read it, maybe they don't know the X-Men, the characters, but because I'm a sci-fi junkie, of course, I know this stuff. So right away I was just like, this main character is like Rogue from X-Men. Like, I mean, it's a good story. So, but once I got to that point where I realized it, then it was just spiraling downhill. So I ended up giving the book like a 3.5 star rating. No, 3-star rating. Yeah.
So 3 martinis on this platform, ma'am.
3 martinis.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry. And as a plus on Audible, I started Leslie Jones's book.
Oh, okay. And
I love her.
I love her too, but so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good. She talks about her life. There's some really sad parts, but a lot of jokes in there. Chris Rock does like the first couple chapters, so it's both of them going back and forth. It's hilarious in the beginning. So that's my slow burn in the gym. So I'll listen to it when I'm on the elliptical. Yeah.
Oh, well, for things I read in January, I started this book. If you can see it. Wait, better here. Okay. Amazing. So I just started it again. I'm having a hard time putting it down, but I have so many other books I'm reading, and I had to put it on pause because this is from Ron Felber, the same gentleman that wrote The Unwelcome. So it's like, okay, I'm going to read what he just sent me that's coming out, but I have to go back to this. Priya, I'm going to find this and I'm going to send it to you. It's so good. It's based on a true story and an alien abduction. And it's all documented with FBI stuff. It's so freaking good. I know. I promise you. I'm going to get it for you. Okay, I'm going to get it for you. You're going to eat that up. Then the other one It's an old but goodie. So I saw this book and I had it on my Amazon cart. And I was super excited about it. And I was dusting my library in Naples and I saw the book. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I bought this book, I don't know how long ago, enough that it has like stains on it. And I hadn't read it. It's so good. Did you ever watch the show Blue Zone on Netflix that talks about
and we talked about this on Open Bar previously, and I haven't yet.
Okay, well, this book is all about that. This book came out way before that. And it talks about like the how important it is to stay active, your diet, drinking specific wine from a specific region that all these people, it's just so good. So I really, really highly recommend it. This is definitely a 5 martini book and it's a quick read.
Nice.
Okay.
So what's on your TBR for February? What are you reading in February?
Oh,
I know we got Lucy Score's book.
Yeah, so we have that one. I want to finish Ron's book, really, to be an overachiever. I want to finish his 2 books, right? The one I just showed you and the one that he sent me.
Yeah.
I also promised a new author whose giveaway I won. She's sending me her book. I promised her I'd read it. So I have to update you on all that once I get the book.
Yes.
And I want to read the book Class, which is the second part of the continuation of Made, the book Made, which was from Stephanie Land. It became a movie. It was a show on Netflix, a limited series, I believe, on Netflix. And it was really good. Everybody was raving about it. And now she just came out with her book Class, which talks about older education, like when you go to college, but you're already a mom and you're already like in your, I think she's in her late 20s. And she's struggling financially. So how hard it is to get an education with all that. So it sounds interesting. I'll let you know. I don't know how much I'll really read because I also have to write. So I'm kind of torn between it all. And that kind of leads me to the path of our books. So let me tell you a little bit about mine. So the last time we spoke about my book, so my book has been a work in progress for several years now, a good 4 years, maybe. And it's a memoir, it always has been a memoir, but I was going to take it in the route of making it a romance story because so much of it involves my husband and I, and we've been together for over 40 years. So I was going to kind of take it that way and not make it too real. But the more I write and the more I write, the more it is a memoir. And that's the bottom line. It's really all fact-based. It's all my story. And I've decided I'm going to call it a memoir for what it is. And to tell you just a little bit about what it is, I'm going to read what I have about it. So this memoir touches on the truth of homelessness, domestic violence, mental health issues, and family dynamics, but is fueled by love and determination. It's about ending a cycle and finding true love, joy, and faith. It's about turning the negative into something that is not only positive, but magical, with the sole intention to help heal, shine hope, and I share with you, again, my memoir.
I love it. I love it. And I love it.
Where it's going.
And I'm so happy for you that you've made that pivot and made that decision. Because once you make that decision, you're like,
it's
just take off from there.
Yep.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm excited about it. And I do have it in my goals for 2024 to finish it by June of this year. So I plan to finish it within the next 5 months. And then I'll enter the stage that Priya's in, because Priya was a total badass and she ran like a full marathon with her book and left me in the dust. I had started years before her. And it was like, what just, it was like, shoot, that was Priya. So you killed it. I love it. So tell me where you're at with yours.
Okay. Well, before I even start that, so I had 2 other books on my TBR for February. I had Ruthless Vows.
I've seen that all over the place.
It's the sequel.
TBR?
Yes, it's a sequel to, and I'm gonna pull it out right now. Divine Rivals. By Rebecca Ross.
Push it back. Take it back.
There you go. So
that makes sense. I see. Those are like keyboard.
Yes, because the main characters are journalists. And there's a little bit of a sci-fi twist in here.
Okay.
It's really good. But it's a romance story. It's like sci-fi romance, and it's just I can't wait to get into the second book.
Really? Now I want to read that book, Priya.
Do you like sci-fi?
I like some
romance?
sci-fi. I mean, I do remember The Midnight Library. That's one of my all-time favorites. It was totally fantasy.
Yes. Well, you could definitely try it. If you want to
Send
try
me a picture of the book.
I definitely will. I'll definitely will. And then I have Butcher and Blackbirds by Brian Weaver, and I'm gonna do that on Audible. And it's a contemporary romance, but so I'm in a chat with a bunch of bookstagrammers, and they're all raving about it. I'm like, oh dang, I have to do it.
Let me see it. Oh no, because you're gonna do it on Audible.
Yeah, and the Audible version has a guy with an Irish accent, so everybody's raving about this guy. And I think the book might be a little spicy, so you know I love spicy.
Okay, it's called Butcher and
Blackbirds.
Oh, it came right up.
Yeah, it has a lot of reviews. It's doing really well.
Okay, so the cover's totally spicy.
Right? It looks delicious.
Yeah, it's cute. I love the colors. You know, I'm all about the pink.
Yes. Yeah, the color variation is really good on the cover. So that's my TBR. So my book, I finished book 1, guys, and I announced the title. Yay! On Instagram. The title is She is the Wild Wolf, an origin story. And I cannot wait to publish this book. I'm so excited. My beta readers loved it. And right now I'm just wrapping up some tight ends, and then I start submitting to publishers and agents. We'll see where we go from there. But if that doesn't have traction, then I will self-publish, and I plan on doing that by the fall of this year, hopefully.
I love that.
But I need to succinct my summary. So I have a summary. Next book review episode that we have, I'll share my summary with you guys, because
I love it.
Now I have a goal. I have to fix my summary and make sure it's succinct like yours.
Yeah.
And then I started book 2, guys, and I am so excited about book 2. You can't see it because it's blurred out, but I have a whole board here on the wall. It's my drafting board for book 2, because I had to do some serious world building. So I'm the type of writer, I don't really plan. I'll make notes and ideas, blah, blah, blah. But I'm totally just mind dumping as I'm writing. And it's
that like a vision board?
Yeah, sort of like a vision board. It's like planning board, drafting board. So I've created new characters, new places, new language, sort of, new plot ideas, and I am so excited. Cool. And I've already finished section 1, and I'm ready to start section 2 now, literally. So yeah, I'm super excited. And oh my God. So I was on Canva last night, and I was messing. They have an AI feature where you could type in a description, it'll pop up a picture for you. So I did that for Tala's picture. So if you go to my Instagram, Priya_Namard, you'll see Tala's picture. That's an AI. I know there's some controversy about using AI imagery for books, but I tried it, and I was like, oh my God, that is my character. That is my character, Tala. So I did it.
That's who you envisioned.
Yeah, so I did it for another character last night. One of her male characters that's like a horse character in real life. His name is Trigor, and in a dream state, he looks like a man, sort of. And I did it last night in AI, and oh my God, my brain exploded. I was like, "Weird, come over here!" I'm calling my husband, like, look how ripped he is. And I was so excited. I might post it in IG. We'll see.
And I love your video. The video that you came out. It's so beautiful, and your pictures and the whole scenery. Oh,
thank you.
It's such a perk to have the production company. I love it.
Yes, filmed and edited and produced by Blue Wax Media, aka my husband.
I love it. And I have to say, if you're a writer, or you're just trying to meet goals, whatever goals there are, I can't recommend enough having a partner to do things with, because I have put my book on the back burner so many different times, and it took for Priya and I to commit to each other, which she's the one that encouraged, and she said, hey, let's do this. I know you're writing your book, and I know you keep stopping. I'm looking to write a book. Do you want to do this as a team? And that was a solid game changer. And I cannot speak for Priya, but I can tell you that my energy starts going down. And it's when I speak with her and I physically write down the goals, what we met and what we're planning, that gives me all the fuel to take it to another level every single time. And that partnership where we're constantly sharing ideas, and it's so, and I just find it so empowering for us. Yeah. So there's nothing that we approach that we don't share. Like, oh, you got to try this, and hey, don't try that, and don't make a right because there's a wall there. And it's like you have two people working on the same goal, and it's beautiful when you see that here we are so different, and our books are night and day, but we have a way of interlocking ideas that just kind of, I don't know, it's just a beautiful thing. And I highly recommend it to anybody that's working on any kind of project, whether it's an artistic project or even a work project, to have a partner. I mean, we've heard about this when it comes to sports, right? When you work out, when you go for a walk, in anything, a partner is always wonderful. And so I have found my partner and the success of my book to be with Priya. So I just want to shout her out.
Same, snap, same. And it's the term is accountability partner. And I think we had learned this from Abby Emmons too, right?
And we were already doing it when she mentioned it, but
somehow like it came, I don't remember how it came up, but yeah, accountability partner, having each other's back, sharing ideas, and the growth that we've both experienced has been amazing. Like we've come a far way. So pats on the back. Cheers.
And not to toot our own horn, but toot.
So guys, I hope you're inspired to start on your own journey with writing a book. I hope you're inspired to maybe pick up one of the books we suggested. I mean, it's a form of escape, and if you don't already love reading, maybe you hated it when you were a kid. I mean, I didn't read that much when I was a kid. Now I'm like devouring books left and right, and it makes life even more sweeter. So we definitely recommend it.
Yeah. So Priya, please don't forget me when we're all done. I want the name of that book that you're reading, the first one you read.
Yes.
And I'm definitely getting Butcher and the Blackbird.
Okay.
So 2 more for my to be read.
And I need Ron's books. Ron's abduction story.
I promise. I'm going to get the Mojave incident to you.
Yes.
So,
really awesome.
All right, you guys, we're
you.
done battling back and forth. So have a super great one, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. Like, share, follow, subscribe.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a great one. Bye.